You already know what it is, man. It's your boy E. Watts. And today, man, I got a very powerful guest, man. I got a true OG, that's representing, that's straight out of Baltimore City, man. And this brother right here, he been through all the trials and tribulations through the fire, man. But before I introduce this brother, I gotta play this song right here, man, because I'm rocking with this. This Stoney Marie right here, man. It's called Rap Freaks.
Stoney money on my mind, I like them stacks. Grab him by his dreads, I heard Rudy got them rags. Test the time, see how long he hit it from the back. You can tell by the walk, take made a bitch tag. I'm a gold mom road with President Davo. Sworn into the dick to suck it like Mentos. Call money Jake, lick his face like a steak. Chase it with a boca, eat so got specific taste.
Hold up, I gotta run that right back, man. Cause what I hear is a lot of rappers, a lot of artists. She talking how she wasn't doing, man. I had Roddy Rex up the top. She saying she want to lick Money Jake like a steak. But hold on, let me run that back. I gotta run that back.
Stoney money on my mind, I like them stacks. Grab him by his dreads, I heard Roddy got them rags. Test the time, see how long he hit it from the back. You can tell by the walk, take made a bitch tag. I'm a gold mom road with President Davo. Sworn into the dick to suck it like Mentos. Call money Jake, lick his face like a steak. Chase it with a boca, eat so got specific taste. Fuck him on the flight, put them pesos on my plate. You know I get out the mud, fuck moose on the first date. Young go get us some pictures that YG take so he can play with that dick into this pussy on his face. Look up in the stars while I ride that nigga stars. Let me get what I want before he bought me by tomorrow. Look, I must confess, I want Scola up next. Fuck him in the shower while he shining from his neck. Pass me off the Stokey, I heard fathers know best. With that nigga tag, no excuses, I want next. Play all on that pussy while I suck on Jess' chest. Poppy, bring me a towel so I can wipe this mess. Shake like a model, TMC, let's go full throttle. They say he the dawn, so you know I'm gon' swallow. Put a band on my Izzy, make it go pizzy. Looking for potatoes so I can ride and make them dizzy. I keep it a G, I'm just a rap freak. I keep it a G,
Rap Freak. That's that Stoney Marie right there, Rap Freak. Damn. Ain't no E Watts in that? Say no. But what's up though, OG man? I got the infamous man, Rudy Williams. What's going on with you, OG?
Everything's going on with me, E.
Yeah, man.
Good. How you doing?
Oh man, I can't complain, man. Everything going good, man. I see you. You free. You're a free man after 31 years. That's a long time. That's 80% of my life. That's a stretch, man. So, I know you did a few, podcasts. They wanted your backstory. As far as you what it took for you to get that type of time and all these different things the police saying you did and all that. I ain't even gonna get too much or too deep into a lot of that stuff. I'ma just touch the surface on a lot of it because a lot of what my story, a lot of what my platform, what I bring is I like the jewels. I like the brain of Rudy Williams. So I like the mindset of Rudy Williams. I want to get into the way you think, why you think the way you think, and the things you've been through has that brought for a surface of the man you are today. I want to get into all that. I want to get into, if you can talk to the old you, what would the old you tell the new you? If you could talk to the younger Rudy, what would the young Rudy say?
That's a good question right there.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to back it up, a little bit. So just give a little brief history to who you are. What part of town you come up in? Like, where you from?
Originally from East Baltimore. When I was 13, I went up Boys Village. When I came home, my family was living on Park Heights.
Okay.
So Park Heights is where I'm known for.
Okay, Park Heights, where you reside. So that's more like the down bottom or the up top, like
the middle, Cold Spring Lane.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, that's like the middle.
Yeah.
Your Park Circle is the bottom. Belvedere is the top.
Yeah, you got the middle.
I'm right in the middle.
Okay.
Good place to be sometime too, because you can see everything.
Yeah. You can see everything.
On the edge, you can only see but so much.
Right. So
And that's just philosophical about life. You want to be in the middle.
yep, that's what I tell people. Like, you want the medium course. Like, you don't want to be too far to the left, too far to the right. You want
Right.
to play the middle. You don't want to be too lenient, too
That's where the
extreme.
balance is. In the middle. That's where the balance is.
Right. So I want to back up a little bit because I already know. Well, I heard, far as like Rudy Williams, what your name, you made a main footprint here in Baltimore. Everybody, that I know of, they know Rudy Williams, and they know back in the day, you was a force to reckon with, Rudy. What made you pick the streets? Like, far as what made you go into the street life?
I hit the streets when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
5 or
Because the
6?
streets yeah, when I was young, I was out in the street because the streets are exciting and all. It's freedom, I'm not a backyard or front porch type guy, I need a lot of space, so I can run and explore the world, So, and then, the streets are seductive. They are very seductive, and they'll call you when you're young, and I answer the call.
Yeah.
I followed it, to this point, I'm a street dude.
Yeah.
I'm a street dude. You might see me driving Ferrari, 3,000-ounce suit, tie, going to political functions and all that. But that's just a small part of me. Make no mistake about it. I'm a street dude.
Right.
Streets are more real than the corporate world,
Mm-hmm.
They wear masks, they fake, they phony,
Mm-hmm.
The love, respect you get out on the street is real because you earn it.
Yeah.
You earn it. And you don't have the law to turn to,
Right.
You can't run to the police on the street. If you're going to do that, you might as well get off the streets.
Right.
That's our world right there on the streets. We men in the streets. You don't need no resume, no credit ratings out on the street when you go out there because your character speak for yourself. The people know you. They know you. They know your track record.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they might not even know your last name, but they know your track record.
I ain't gonna lie, the further you go back, it's like all y'all had the last name with y'all first name. Like, everybody, like, if you ain't got like a 2 name, like, I ain't gonna say you wasn't a serious guy, but everybody from back in like everybody got 2 names. Even if the second part ain't a last name, but it's going, like, everybody got a whole name. Like, nobody don't just say, Rudy, they say Rudy Williams. They say Kenny Bird, even though Bird ain't his last name. They say Pinna King. Joe Dancer. Like, it's just always the same. Like, all the OGs from back in from Baltimore, they got 2 names. You know what I'm saying? Even like the mid range, like a Joe Edison. You know what I'm saying? Joe Fitzgerald. Like,
when they start being talked about,
Okay.
When they start being talked about, you have to say their last name so people will know which one you're talking about, because there might be a lot of them. So they might stop you, say, which Rudy you talking about? Oh,
okay.
Rudy Williams. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Now they can follow your story better,
Okay. Back in the day, was you the only one that was driving around in a bitter?
In the bitter, I probably almost had one, even to this day.
Dang.
I had 2. As a matter of fact, I liked it so well. I think the first one I know got totaled. Both of them got totaled.
What you was speeding?
I drive fast,
Yeah.
I got reason. I know exactly why I drive fast is because I drive, if the speed limit is 35 and I'm driving 50, right? And you drive 50, you keeping up with me, then I know that you the police, you following me, you doing something, So you got to keep up with me, If you drive speed limit, you can't keep up with me.
Yeah, facts.
And if you try to keep up with me, you got a reason for trying to keep up with me. So that's how you smoke them out. But then it got to the point, right, at the end, the last couple of years, they found me in a helicopter, police helicopter. I used to hear it sometimes. Had the music on, I had a sunroof tap, and you can hear it be real faint, and I was like, damn, it sounds like a helicopter, So I let the sunroof back, and I'll be looking up there, and then I see the helicopter. I was ready all the way down so I could hear it clearly. And then, it's a small world, right? Because on the day that they raided all the houses, the feds, and they took my wife out down to the city police. They took me down to feds. And they was interrogated. They feel like that's the best time to interrogate people when you raid them and shake them up, and they just discombobulated, They don't know what's going on, and you can get the information out of them. Like, so they took my wife down to the Central Police Department, homicide detectives. She got down there. The helicopter pilot was down there. He seen her. They went to airlines school together in Miami. They even had talked. They were familiar with each other. And he seen her. He was like, "I've been following you. Your husband around for a year. In the helicopter."
Hey.
And I used to be in the house, laying across the bed. 12 o'clock, and I can hear it.
Hey.
I can hear the helicopter. Yeah.
So let me ask you: Did you know, like, I'm gonna go to jail sooner or later? Like, the lifestyle I live is gonna come to a halt one day, or you just was, because a lot of guys, we got a ball till we fall mentality, and a lot of times that's what we do. We fall because we just go hard. Like we want to live extravagant. We feel like we live only one life, and it's a life we choosing to live, and we gonna come with any consequences or anything that come our way. We gonna deal with it.
Do or die.
Do or die. That was your attitude. Do or die.
Pretty much, but I had an exit plan. I had a goal. I damn near reached my goal, but I'm spending crazy money, and then I got to get that back. I was good at what I was doing, and whether I admit to myself or not, outsmarting them, I was kind of enjoying that. But I did plan to get out. But you push it off. You gotta have one more mansion. I gotta do this, and I got one more million. I spent $1 million, so I gotta get it back. So you really lie to yourself.
Yeah, that's what Yo Gotti got a song right now. It's called Last Run. You know what I'm saying? And basically he's saying he doubted. When you say like this my last run, or if I do this one more, it'd be like that's when shit go wrong too. Or like it's like a never ending cycle.
See,
never stop.
They can make 100 major mistakes. Right? You can't make one. You can make some mistakes, but you can't make one major mistake. Game over with. They can lose. It's like war. They can lose 99 battles, and still win the war, Because as long as you play, they're gonna get lucky sooner or later. They patient, they'll wait. They'll wait. The only way to beat them is to quit, walk away, But I'm gonna tell you, I was good at what I was doing. I like to use my brain mastermind, studying the system, figuring out. It was really quite easy. All you have to do is look like what they want you to look like. Suit and tie, passport.
Oh. So yeah, because basically, I'm just thinking about like the 80s. Yeah, I'm just thinking about like the 80s and stuff like that. It was cities that was built off of, cocaine. Miami, like a lot of different.
Miami, there's so much money down there. I used to go down there damn near every week because my girl, she was stationed out of it. She was an airline stewardess.
Okay.
She was based in Miami. So I was down there every weekend, sometime in the middle of the week.
Right.
And the money down there is just crazy.
Yeah, I already know. I already can imagine.
but you gotta be plugged in politically. You gotta be plugged in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They gotta get theirs.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta get theirs. Jeb Bush, their fam, high up. The father was a CIA man, When they want to raise money, they got a license to deal drugs. When they don't want their money, the Congress to know about the money in the public and all that, they take drugs and give them to guys like Rick Ross, a bunch of other dudes.
Uh-huh.
And they put like people between them,
Uh-huh.
What they call a cutoff, Somebody they can kill,
Mm-hmm.
They can't tell, you come to a dead end when you try to go all the way up, who's on top of you, then who's on top of you. They kill that guy, and it's a dead end,
Right.
But they get the money. Kentucky and all the political people that run the states, the governors and all that.
Uh-huh.
Arkansas with Bill Clinton and all that, they get the money. That's why you got to do your homework. We got to do our homework and shit.
Right.
They'll drag you off the street into the courtroom, sit up all the way up on the bench.
Thank you.
And point their finger down at you like you're a little kid. You're a dirty, filthy drug dealer, murderer, this and that. Right. Make you feel bad, make you apologize. I'm sorry. I apologize for what I did and all that. But what you did, you don't know. It ain't even the tip of the iceberg to what they doing. But They hire well. They wear suits and ties. They go to church. They donate some of that dope money to the right people in the news. So they know how to play the good guy. The dudes in the street don't know how to play the good guy. They got the big gold chains. They make it easy to convict them. They got the pictures with the money, flashing. This is how they prove you guilty. They don't have no sale on you. They ain't caught you doing nothing. But they take your photos that they come out your house with and bring them in the court and pass them around. Look how this young dude, 20 years old, driving Maserati.
Mm-hmm.
They got all the receipts. And they take it in there. And the people's reading, oh yeah, he's a drug dealer,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's a drug dealer, And they will find you guilty, but they ain't proved nothing. They ain't proved nothing. They ain't proved that you sold nothing and all. So they dealing in appearances in there. They dealing in psychologists.
Mm-hmm.
They know like these people went to school for this law school to manipulate people, to argue, use big words and shit. So the clients don't know what's going on and draw pictures in them. And the judge is right there with them, making sure that they orchestrate,
They be all in cahoots.
They paint a picture. They paint the picture in the courtroom,
Mm-hmm.
The judge helping them paint a picture. You try and paint a picture and the judge is go cut you off. Sit down, Mr. So you got 5 minutes. I run this court,
Mm-hmm.
So they're not gonna let you paint a picture. You got a jury that's naive up there, bunch of white people from the suburbs,
Mm-hmm.
60, 70 years old. Only thing they know about drugs is what they see on TV. The TV shows and shit. So the prosecutor know that they can get in their head, make them see anything. Even the lawyers don't know, that they ain't proving nothing. They show, but a lot of them lawyers say, oh, I'm gonna fight this case. I ain't lost the case yet. They know you ain't gonna do no research. You're gonna believe everything he said.
Right.
I always win my case.
Yeah. See, you're a fighter. So you were sentenced to, what exactly was your sentence? Life plus?
130 years.
Life plus 130 years.
Yeah.
And when the judge, which they probably pointed down and all that type of shit that you don't like, when the judge sentenced you to that time, what was your thoughts right then and there, and like how you carried it?
Well, my thoughts was,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even think about that time right then and there,
Uh-huh.
I already know I was gonna come back. I didn't know how, but I knew I was gonna come back. But my thoughts at that time was to let them know, like, you ain't got no power over me. They had 100 newspapers. My people couldn't even get into the courtroom. They told them don't let them in. Only one guy in was my mother.
Dang.
She was banging on the door, banging the door. They told their people to come out. lawyers, news reporters, janitors, all of them. Come out. Y'all gonna enjoy this when we get a life sentence. His eyeballs gonna pop out. You know, that's how they talked about Tommy Lee. I heard him. That pissed me off. When they was taking me back and forth, the chains on, shackles and all that, they talk, you know. And I heard him say, was you in the courtroom the other day when Tommy Lee got sentenced? No, I wasn't in it. You missed it, man. When the judge said life, you know, his socks popped off his eyeballs, you know, and they laughing like little kids. And I was like, yeah, these little punks. Petty, that's petty.
Yeah.
And I heard them when they said that, you know, that's why when I got my time to speak and all that, I let them know. Because they thought my script came from the crowd, playing to the crowd. So they was like, look, don't let nobody in this courtroom. The courtroom was packed. Lawyers, prosecutors, and everybody. That was their day, you know. See the big bad nigga get put in his place. See if he still gonna be walking around strutting and all that. And I told them, I was like, when they was like, you got something to say? I was like, yeah, I got a lot to say. First of all, anybody in this courtroom came out to see me beg and shit, you better go get your money back because it ain't happening.
Yeah, they said you
life sentence, whatever. You can't do nothing with me. You need to fuck with a man. Because I know every little kid out there on the street, shit like that, was watching.
Yeah.
Little kids read the newspaper. They ain't never read a newspaper and shit like that. They walking all in front of traffic. My mother told me this the day that they locked me up. She said she was driving down Ricestown Road going to work and all. She seen little kids with newspaper. They so into the article, they walking out in front of cars and shit. You know?
At least they was able to see an example of a man. They was able to see what a man, you know, how a man carry it with dignity. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still held your, you know what I'm saying, your head high, and you knew that they wasn't the answer to all say. Like, you know, they ain't had the last answer because you don't got life in 30 no more. Life plus 130. You know,
man, they've been intimidating black people for 500 years since they dragged us, so terrorizing us. You know, fucking Michael Vick, Nick Cannon, Will Smith, go all the way down the line and shit. Big, strong niggas, weak as water, pluck their eyes out. They like Samson, jumping out of the gyms and stuff like. They've been punking niggas and shit like. Niggas always talking about, I'm a man, and all the man. You don't know what the fuck a man is. Act like a man. You know, take care of your kids and shit. You ain't gonna prove to me you're a man because you killed some brothers and shit. He's a punk.
Yeah, see, you deep. That's I'm in the process of writing a book called Man Time. And it's a lot of us that we don't really know because I'm gonna say like the generation of like your generation, the forefathers, should I just say, they started locking up a lot of forefathers. A lot of forefathers start being on drugs. You know what I'm saying? So the community started disrespecting a lot of the elders. So it led a lot of young men to kind of fend for themselves as to what a man is. And a lot of us was just raised by women. So a lot of us got some bitch ass ways. We don't really know it. My generation on down and stuff like that, it's a lot of us that think we men just because, like you said, he shot somebody or yo, a man, because he ain't tell, but he ain't supposed to have told. So that he don't get no accolades for that.
They brag about that. You know, they get into Don Diva and brag about, I ain't tell. He told, you know. And they pound on their chest. You want credit because you ain't tell? Ain't nobody tell when I was coming. I mean, you don't get no credit for that.
Right. So that's what I be saying. Like, that's man time. You know what I'm saying? Man time is understanding that you don't get accolades for things you're supposed to do already. You know what I'm saying? So back to what I was saying, I want to write a book called Man Time. So, matter of fact, let me ask you, because I could contribute, you know, a little bit of your genius into my book. What do you think? 3 things that make up a man. Like, what is 3 things that you think this is what a man is?
I'll tell you one thing that summed the whole thing up is responsibility. Responsibility. You know you got something to do, it might hurt you, you might not like it or whatever, and you still do it, that's strength. It takes strength to do that. A weak motherfucker, he gonna run away. You got gangsters that was putting hits out on people, killing people themselves, you know, going in the club, you know, abusing women that was in need and all, had children and all that. Yeah, you want some money, have sex with me. What is self-esteem in that?
Yeah.
You know, I would never use nothing to pressure somebody to have sex with me, because they don't want to have sex with me. I don't want to have sex with you. Voluntary. I don't use no money, drugs for no shit like that. On them terms and all that. Self-esteem, you know? So we talking about when it comes to being a man, it's responsibility. Treating your mother, protecting your neighborhood, stuff like that. We doing everything but that, man. We doing everything but that. We always complain about the white man treating us like boys and this and that, complaining. We don't do nothing about it. And we act like them. You want to get married? What a person do, you know? They go to the white man. Can I marry this woman? Yeah, give me $100 and shit. Right? Damn. And they regulate it too, you know? What man do that?
Damn, that's deep.
Why should I give him $100? Think about it. Why should I pay him? Ask him for permission. I don't know man do nothing like that. Why? Because we've been taught, you know, and all that we gotta pay him. It's cool for them to extort us, to make us pay for every little thing and all that. And nobody never thought about it, you know? What's wrong with this picture? There's something wrong with that. You acting like a boy. You can't do nothing unless you go get permission from your father. If you don't want him treating like a boy, stop acting like a boy. Give me $100 married. Fuck you, right? Give you shit. I'm married to this woman through my commitment with conviction and to the people that know us and all.
Right.
But they turn all these things, everything, into how to make money off of this.
I think they got us confused that, you know, money is everything, because like you said, they monopolized and colonized and controlled everything, and everything costly and everything costs, that it got us thinking money is everything, you know. But I know that money ain't everything.
I hear him say that all the time. He wouldn't do the telling and all that. Why you all playing cards with that dude and all that? Man, I'm trying to get his money and shit. So you playing with the code then. Okay. So the code got a price on it now? Who you think you talking to? Tell that shit to them other niggas. So now I know what kind of nigga you is. That's what they were saying. I'm just playing the dude, you know, get his money. I know he hot, you know. I seen that shit so watered down. Like you said, you got dudes that brag about not snitching. And this here. I didn't snitch and all that, you know. So they want some type of credit for that, you know. They want to be in Don Diva magazine, you know. They want people to hear that shit, and they want people to say, oh man, that's a hell of a nigga, you know. I don't want no credit for shit that I'm supposed to do anyway.
Right. That's man shit right there.
I don't expect no credit for that shit. That ain't in me to tell any motherfucker.
Man shit.
You know? But we got a lot of chains on our minds. I got chains on my mind. I constantly examine myself, dig in and analyze my behavior, my actions, decision, and look for some chains on it, man. And you'll find it and all that. Like example I gave you of going to them and asking them for permission to marry a stranger. And then he gonna regulate your marriage and shit. He got a license and shit. He can null and void your marriage and shit. Why is we giving these people that kind of power over us, man? And then we complain about it. And everybody's doing it, man. Everybody's doing it. It's a lot of shit we doing that against us. And we don't even know it. We claim to be smart, lawyers, doctors, street niggas and all that. We've been well trained, man. We got to look at ourselves, you know, when hard, you know,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, you know, and admit what you see. Stop putting on the makeup and shit and wearing the masks and shit, using the money, you know, to project the image and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, you know, that's cool. But we gotta be honest with ourselves, man. We doing a lot of shit that ain't just weak shit. You know? I did it myself when I got, you know, I wasn't thinking. I ain't had time to think about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did what everybody else do. When you don't think, that's what you do.
Blind lead the blind a lot of
Yeah, I
times.
went there to justice of the peace. I would have had a big marriage and shit, but it was too much family internecine warfare going on under the scene. You know,
Right.
you know, they wanted to make the decisions on who I married. If they don't like them, you know they ain't gonna change my mind, so they go behind the scenes sabotage and shit. Right? They mean well, but everybody think they right. They know better what's going on and shit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they want to make your decision. And if you don't marry the right person, I think I heard the other day that when Kobe Bryant married Vanessa and all that, his family, mother, father was against. They automatically know the girl, light skinned. I think she mixed from Mexican or something like that.
Uh-huh.
They automatically thought she was a gold digger. They don't know the woman like he know her. They ain't spent time talking to her and all that. They just looked at her. She's a gold digger. And they didn't go to the wedding.
Dang. Stereotype at the highest form.
And they was mad for a long time because they want to be more important than him. You know?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't marry who they wanted him to marry. You know, people don't let another person live their life and shit. If you love somebody, you still love them. They're going to make mistakes and shit.
Right.
That's strength.